Good evening, Periscope. It is Lady Business, and I'm back. I'm going to give you another quarter power hour. So we are going to set everything to 15 minutes so that this way you can get a full 15 minutes of business advice this evening. My name is Chisa Penix Brown. And I am the owner, operator, founder, marketer, everything for my company, Lady Business. And what I do is help brands show up and show out online, and also make sure that they learn a lot of stuff by teaching classes. And I teach at a number of small business centers located here in North Carolina. What I'd like to say to you, go ahead and invite your followers and feel free to share on Twitter so that this way other people can get all of this knowledge that you're about to get in this 15 minutes. Good evening, Linus. How are you? Want to let you know that when this is over, this will be posted on my Facebook page, and I highly suggest that you follow and subscribe so you'll know when new events are coming up. Also, it'll be on catch.me, and that's where you can find all of the archives of our Power Quarter Hours, as well as our other Periscopes that have been up there. And if you have any suggestions, please feel free to send them to businessbranding@gmail.com, and just let me know that this is about the Power Quarter Hour and it's something that you would like to know, so that this way I can go ahead and put that specific message in there. If you were watching last week, we only did 2 of them just because of when we started. But also, if you want to go to slideshare.net/lady business, that's where you'll find the presentations for the previous ones. And I am in Greensboro, Shannon Mead. So good. So tonight, what we're going to do, I actually did a combination because I didn't want to just talk about scheduling apps. I figured let's focus on one social media at a time. And since everybody seems to love Instagram, it's one of my favorites because it is very user friendly and it does give you a visual when you're talking to your people, your potential clients, your customers, anybody that's coming across. I figured let's make your pictures better. So I wanted to give you a couple of apps tonight and then give you a scheduling service that you can use with Instagram, because Instagram is different than the other social media outlets. Because of the fact that you can't put links in there like you can some other places, but it does rely heavily on hashtags. The other great thing that there is about Instagram is at first you couldn't schedule anything, but tonight I'm going to give you a scheduling app and also tell you why you may want to consider scheduling. So number one, Instagram is very visual. You need to get your message across to people quickly. They just need to see a picture, like it. They'll go ahead and either double tap the screen or they're going to actually press the little heart and say that they like it. You need to be able to convey your message on there. So what we talked about last week was actually being able to kind of mark your territory by putting your logo or your website on the pictures that you post. Not saying that you have to do it on every one of them, but if people are going to share it, it's better for them to share your content than somebody else's content, right? So with that being the case, we talked about that last week. So if you want to go, like I said, to catch.me or to the Facebook page, you can watch last week to see how to mark your territory. But then I thought, okay, so now you know how to kind of create, one of the logos and things like that. And I gave you some places to do that. But what if you wanted to do one thing that everybody seems to love on Instagram and something that also seems to work on almost every social media platform? And that's quotes, right? Everybody loves a good quote. If it's something that's positive for your business, to get your day started, every business can use quotes in order to get their message across to people. And if you put out a good quote, people will like it, but then also give them a message that goes along with it. So I wanted to show you one of the apps that I use for putting quotes out, because I think that it's important for you to be able to have the right tools in order to, let people know what's going on with you. So I downloaded a few, but the one that I like the best, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let's get this off of here and let's turn this around. Okay, so the one that I really like is called Quotes Tag. All right, now I did download a couple other ones just so that if it was something else that you'd be interested in. But this one right here, Quotes Tag, it automatically comes and it has everything in the background. It gives you different graphics, and you see, like, this way, it's already going to give you a look. It's already going to have the quotes in it. And I think that this is one that anybody's business can use. Now, if you still use the theory that I said last week where you can make this your own and mark your territory, you can find a quote on here that you like and save that and then upload this picture into the app that we talked about last week and you'll be able to go ahead and put your own information on it. So they also give you categories, which is something that I like here. So motivational, okay, because it's computer on computer, alone, hipster, girly. So depending on what you're interested in, reality, let's see what else they have. Famous quotes, I need you, inspiration. So you just kind of pick a category, and then you can go right on ahead and see what they have in that category. So for instance, this one is inspirational, and let's see. It says, the only thing more shocking than the truth are the lies people tell to cover it up. Ooh. Now, if that works for your business, then okay, that's not really going to work for my business. But this says, I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And I'm sure that all of our businesses can relate to something like this. So if you want to use this, things are already in there. It's already got a background, characters, how you treat those who can do nothing for you. I'm sure that you can find some type of quote in here that's already together. And then all you have to do is go down to the bottom and share it. So down at the bottom, you see? Down at the bottom, they have it where you can, just share it. So if you want to use this quotes tag, I think this is a good one because you don't have to do any of the thinking. It's already in there for you. All right. Now, another thing that you may want to consider using is called TextGram. This one I think is cool because you can type in whatever you're interested in. So if you had some of your own quotes or your own information or whatever that you wanted to put in here, then you can. So I'm just going to put in lady in business just to give you an idea, because mind you, I'm holding the phone while we're doing this too. All right. Available on Android and Apple. Yes, this one is. It should be. And then you would press next up at the top. All right. Now with this, then it gives you these backgrounds, but it gives you so much variety. So you can change the text and everything in here. You can change these backgrounds. If you've wondered how people were creating these things and were they using graphic designers, the answer is no. They were using some of these apps. And so this is the thing. If you're going to use any of these apps, you have to make sure that you have room on your phone. OK, so then press next. Right. And then what you'll do, that's if you like the message. But if you want to add in extra stuff, then you would go down here and they have templates, right? So if you want to change the background, if you want to change the font, then all of that stuff is down here. So let's say they had stickers, they got different font. So if I do that, you see how the font just changed, and it's that simple. So this is kind of what they call a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. So if you want to make those changes, you just go through and you click it, and then you're able to make the changes. So let's say templates. Let's say, I just clicked the wrong thing, background. I gave it a background, but let's go back to templates, and let's say I'm liking this blue. So now we go to this blue and it changes, and you can change your font, everything that's in there. Like I said, it's got stickers. It's also got frames. If you want to put a frame on it, right? It's got filters. So if you were looking for something like that, once you get satisfied with it, then you tell it next. Then it allows you to save it. So this is my suggestion to you. Hold on. Let's click back over here. If you have some things that you want to save them. Don't just upload them to Instagram, because if you save them, you can use them again later. So go in an app like this and create some of the things that you know you're going to use over and over again. What you should be using are your follow me's, let people know what other social media outlets you're on. Something like Periscope. If you're going to be on at the same time every day, let them know that. If you want to let them know that you are on Periscope, use those types of things, because you can use those over and over and over again. Then you don't have to recreate them every time that you want to go back in and you want to share something. Save these things, put them in your gallery, go ahead and make 10, 20, 30, 40 of them, and you got them. And all you have to do is save it. They'll be inside of your phone, right? But you can then go back and share them whenever you need to. So instead of recreating everything, create it one time and then go and post it whenever you need it. All right. But then the question comes up. Now, let me make sure we're still on time. Oh, we're good. Then the question comes up, okay, well, God, I got all of this stuff, all of this content that I want to put out, but then when do I share it and how do I share it? The thing is, I don't believe that there's a magic time. I do believe that your people are online 24 hours a day, just like my people are online. But what I found is that a lot of people that tend to follow me tend to be online around this time, which is why I changed my schedule for 2016 to do them a little bit later. There are a lot of people that are online like that 5-6 o'clock time frame because they're getting off of work. But it seems like the people that follow me, 9 o'clock, in here, this 8-9 o'clock time seems to be a great time for them. And that's because I've been paying attention to the analytics on my Facebook and some of the other outlets just to see when does it make sense, right? So with that being the case, doesn't mean that people aren't on in the mornings. It just means that that's when you get an influx. And take into consideration that the United States are not the only people that are following you. The people that you know locally are not the only people that are following you. So once you start to build this brand, people will be following you all the time. So all of the experts that say, oh, you should post this time and that time, you need to look and see when your followers are on there. When do you get the most likes? When are people paying attention to you? So now I'm gonna pull up another thing. Once you see when those times are, or if you just know that you're busy, right? And all up in my nose. Hold up. Let me not do that. And you see, okay, I'm busy now. So you know what you're doing, on this particular day. And you want to go ahead and you want to schedule, and you're just like, okay, when should I post? What can I use to post? Now, and I'm pulling it up, Instagram does have a service called Schedulegram. And I wanted to pull it up. So I wrote it out for you just so you can see it. So Canva is canva.com and Schedulegram, SCEDUGR.am. Okay. Schedulegram is an easy way for you to manage your Instagram accounts. It is not free. It does cost you $20 a month in order to use Schedulegram, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. So when you use this, you're able to go in and you're able to schedule your Instagram posts. Now, why might you want to use this? That's the question, right? If you know you're going to be busy, number one, and you say, I can plan my week out. If you're the person that's really detail oriented and you know what time you want to be on and when you want things out, go ahead and pay for it, because the time that you'll spend making sure that you have things out, it should come back to you. This is great for people who want to build their following, number one. Definitely great for people who love themes. So if you like to plan around a certain theme, if you know that, let's say today is when you're going to do a blog post and you want to kind of build anticipation for that. Maybe you let people know early in the morning that you're going to do it, and then 12 o'clock it comes out, and then later on in the day, have you seen the blog post? Maybe you're the kind of person where you're having an event, and so you want to just let people know, at this particular week, all week long, that you're having this particular event. And so maybe you post the event 3 times a day. Maybe you have a flyer. And what you do, maybe you have 3 speakers. So maybe you post 1 general flyer about the event, 1 with each speaker. That gives you 4 posts right there. And then at the end of the day, you wrap it up with another flyer. Thank you so much, Impact. Impact 2436. Thank you. I'm glad you're new. So if you want to do something like that, think about how you can expand your marketing very quickly with very, very just targeted posts. And so if you use something like Schedulegram, like I said, it does cost you $20 a month. But if you know that you're getting money on Instagram, it's a great tool to use. Now, I would also use it if you're selling a product. So if you know that you have a certain amount of products that you want to sell, or something wasn't selling and you want to push it, go ahead and schedule that thing out. And this is the thing. Evernote doesn't schedule for, okay, so we're just doing Instagram. So I'm glad you asked that, because it's so many different things that you can use for scheduling. But Evernote is not going to let you do what Schedulegram is going to do. Evernote is good for you to kind of keep that content and keep that information, and also have it connected to like your phone and your tablet and things like that. But Schedulegram is you'll be able to be on your computer. So that's the difference. Schedulegram, you can be on your regular computer and just upload those pictures, schedule the time, put in the content, put in the hashtags that you want to use, and whatever time you've designated, it will send that message out for you when you told it to. Whereas Evernote's not going to do that. So if you're not going to be bound by your phone, if you work your day job, if you just know you're busy, go ahead and use something like this, so that this way you can schedule out your content for Instagram. You can do it for the week. You can do it for the month. I mean, just do however you feel like you need to. And it makes it so much easier, because now it's done. The next thing you know, all you'll have to worry about is seeing people press like. right? And then you'll be like, oh, wow, you like that. So Evernote is a different app. If you look it up online, Evernote looks like an elephant. It's a cute little elephant. And Evernote allows you to share your own content basically to yourself. That's the easiest way to say it. So if you have notes that you want to put on there, if you have let's say you saw a website and you wanted to save that website for later on. It does a lot of different things. That's our 15 minutes. So just check Evernote out online. But that's been our 15 minutes. So that gives us our power quarter hour for this evening. And I hope that you're able to continually learn something. Canva does have an upgrade that you can get, but a lot of the stuff is free. So what I would say is use the free stuff until you feel like you need to pay for it. And depending on how in-depth your marketing is, I do like Schedulegram as far as paying for it. When I know that I'm definitely going to be busy. And so like I will start paying for it again when February gets here. Actually, probably the last week of January going into February, just because then my season gets busier. So right now, my season is slower just this month of January. So I'm going to do all of my posting myself. But Schedulegram is a great one. Now, tomorrow, we'll be talking about some scheduling and giving you some things for Facebook. So join me back tomorrow, 8:45 p.m. If you want to check this out again, it will be posted at facebook.com/Lady Business Inc. And you can also catch the replay at catch.me/Lady Business. If you have any other topics or ideas, then please email them to businessbranding@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to, if I have some information to be able to give it to you in this Power Quarter Hour, because this is designed for you to take this 15 minutes and put it into action. So when you get off, I definitely want you to put it into action. I want to say thank you to Femi, because Femi has been putting it into action from last week. And I also want to thank you to Nakima Lee, because she sent me a great message saying that she was inspired by these Power Quarter Hours, and she's going to be doing the same thing on her scopes. So thank you, everybody that was brand new. Thank you, all of my veterans, especially you, Lennis. And I appreciate you for listening. Catch me back tomorrow for our Power Quarter Hour, and we'll be talking about some scheduling things. Yes, definitely. I appreciate that. Some scheduling things and some tips for Facebook, because they're making some changes over there too. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Make sure that you always give it to the people and you show up and show out.